Hi, my name is Wonuola Olatunde-Lamidi, and I'm one of the co-founders of Diamonds and Pearls Travels. Today, I'll be talking about Qatar as a destination. And the reason is because for 2 years, Qatar has been the top-selling destination in the Nigerian travel market. And people have been asking different questions about Qatar. Today, I'll be taking you through the top questions and letting you know how Qatar is right now and if and when you can travel. So the first question is Qatar safe to travel? The answer is yes. Qatar as a country is safe because Qatar has returned to normal life. Schools are open, people are already going to work, malls, tourist sites, hotels are open, and even exhibitions, conferences, and conventions that dates cannot be moved have also started. So life in Qatar has returned to normal, and yes, you can travel to Qatar. We have customers that have visited Qatar in the last 3 to 4 weeks, and they've all confirmed that Qatar is safe and life in Qatar is normal. So if you plan to visit Qatar as a tourist or for business or even for any other reason, you can visit Qatar as a destination if Qatar is your final destination. Are people flying Qatar Airways? Yes, people are flying Qatar Airways to different destinations. Qatar flies to over 170 destinations and currently now flying to over 150 destinations out of their over 170 destinations. This goes to show that Qatar Airways has resumed flights. When Qatar Airways restarted flying, they started with 3 flights between Lagos and Abuja. That is 3 flights tagged with Abuja and Lagos together. And then they increased to 3 flights from Abuja 3 times a week and 5 flights from Lagos 5 times a week. And now they have also increased that to 14 flights from Lagos in a week. That is 2 flights per day. And then we have 5 flights from Abuja tagged with Port Harcourt. So Qatar Airways flights have resumed to normal and they are flying to different destinations. For those that want to stop in Qatar for maybe stopover or spend a few days in Qatar, yes, you can fly Qatar Airways. And those who have onward journeys from Qatar can also fly. Qatar has resumed their flights and resumed their operations normally and fully. So you do not have a problem with flying Qatar Airways to any of the destinations that they are flying to because they have resumed flights to over 150 destinations. Another question that we're being asked is about Qatar visas. Are Nigerians being issued Qatar visas? Yes, the Ministry of Interior is issuing visas to Nigerians. However, you need to note the following. All visas are issued to Nigerians are tourist visas. For those that are coming for tourism, are tourist visas. And these visas can be used for people that are going for business, maybe exhibitions, or we are going for tourism. As a tourist visa holder, you can stay in Qatar for a maximum of 30 days. If you want to stop over in Qatar for a few days, you can stop over in Qatar and you can stay for a minimum of 3 nights for us to process a stopover visa for you. Another question we get is, I have a UK, US or Schengen visa. What kind of visa do I need? You don't need to have a UK, US or Schengen visa to get a Qatar tourist visa. You can get a Qatar tourist visa without any of those visas. And if you have a UK, US or Schengen visa, it doesn't add or subtract from the kind of visa that you're going to get. All visas issued to Nigerians now are the visas that allowed you to stay for 30 days, which is the tourist visa. Another question is, can I apply for myself for the Qatar visa on the Haya portal? The truth is that in recent times, most people that have applied themselves on the Haya portal have not gotten their visas approved. In fact, their visas have been stuck and they've had to cancel their visa applications and come back to us to assist them with processing their visas. Now, Discover Qatar has travel agents that are partners, and through those partners, the Nigerian market is expected to process their visas through the Discover Qatar partners. Now, does this mean that you can't get your visa through any other means? Oh, of course you can. Because a visa issued to you to a country doesn't necessarily mean that it must be issued through a particular source. However, Discover Qatar is a source that most travel agents have been using to process their visas. And to do that, you need to follow the rules of Discover Qatar, which means that you have to book your flights, your airport transfer, and your hotel minimum with Discover Qatar for your visas to be processed. And the reason is because you need to be able to show Ministry of Interior where you're going to stay throughout your period in Qatar, because Discover Qatar has taken up responsibility for the Nigerian traveler that is coming to Qatar. So if you apply for your visa on the Hire portal, chances that your visa will be stuck is about 90%. Another question we have gotten so many times is that what are the documents required and how long does the visa process take? The documents required to process a visa are your international passport biodata page scanned, very clear, your passport photograph scanned with taken against a white background. We also need your hotel booking and your flight ticket to process the visa, and of course your airport transfer. The visa process takes about 5 to 7 working days. However, we've had cases where visas can come out in 3 working days. Another question we get a lot is there any age restriction for those that want to visit Qatar, and is there any gender restriction? Now, the truth is that there is no restriction. Anybody of any age can visit Qatar, and any gender, both male and female, can visit Qatar. The most important thing is that Qatar government, that's the Ministry of Interior, want to see that you are a genuine traveler, you have a job, you are doing something, and you are going to return to your country or leave Qatar to your next country after your holiday. And so as long as you are able to prove that, there's no reason why your visa will be denied. The truth is that for our Qatar visas, we usually get 99.9% success rate. Yes, I can't say 100% because I'm not the embassy that issues visas, but 99.9% of our visas are issued. So anybody of any age can visit Qatar, and any gender, both sex, both male and female, can visit Qatar. There is no restriction at all. Now let's talk about travel health insurance. As a traveler, you need travel health insurance. It's not compulsory for a lot of destinations, but it is advisable. And the reason is because with your travel health insurance, you get 2 major things. One of them is if you have loss of baggage, the insurance company can help you. You can file a claim with the insurance company and get your money back for all the things that have been lost in your baggage. Another thing is that if there's an emergency, a health emergency, you have to be rushed to the hospital, or you fall sick, or there's an accident in the destination that pertains to your health, the insurance company would cover it for you. And that's why we advise customers that are traveling to take up a travel health insurance policy. Now in Qatar, the travel health insurance policy is not very expensive. It's only about 22,500 naira. And with that, you are covered. You know that when you are traveling, you are safe. And if you have any issue, it can be sorted out by the insurance company that is providing you with the policy. So we advise customers visiting Qatar, please take up a travel health insurance, because if anything goes wrong and you have to pay for medical in Qatar, you know that you will have to pay for out of pocket. But if you have an insurance company backing you, you know that you are going to be refunded when you come back. As long as you file your claims, you have all your receipts, and you have evidence to show that you went through this treatment. Let's talk about destination events, because we had between 2023 and 2025, we had a lot of people traveling to Qatar for either their weddings, company retreats, for destination birthdays, and even people going there to celebrate the milestones like their wedding anniversaries. Can you do this in Qatar? Yes, you can do that. Do this in Qatar right now. If you have a birthday, if you have a company retreat, or any of these things I've mentioned before, you can do them in Qatar. Meaning that Qatar is welcoming groups, is welcoming private groups, is welcoming collective leisure groups. And that also means that our group trips have also started again. If you want to visit Qatar with Diamonds and Pearls Travels and get the opportunity to pay small, travel with other people, mingle with other people, yes, you can do that, because our group trips have returned. One thing we're doing is that we're combining Qatar with other destinations, and we're also selling Qatar as a destination on its own. So if you plan to visit Qatar with your family, your friends, or even on your own, Diamonds and Pearls Travels is your sure plug. Thank you.